aren't made by accident. They're dreamt, they're planned, they're discovered. At Northern State University, futures are the result of hard work and grit. NSU is an academic powerhouse with a spirit of exploration and genuine support, where professors know your name and push you to discover what you're truly capable of. But don't take our word for it. When you experience Northern, you'll see the difference here.
The Best Western Ramkota Hotel in Rapid City supports all South Dakota student athletes and their families. They are conveniently located off Interstate 90, close to downtown and minutes from the beautiful Black Hills. The Ramkota offers sports and family-friendly rates. Guests can relax for free in the indoor water park. They have 36,000 square feet of banquet and meeting space, and the award-winning Minerva's Restaurant and Bar is located on site. Best Western Ramkota welcomes everyone to beautiful Rapid City, South Dakota. Welcome back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union Press Box. Owyhee Federal Credit
Concrete, live ticket, overhead door, New Edge Advisors, Avera Orthopedics, Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota, Kruger Contracting, Century Business Products, and the Brittany Scheffelbein Agency of American Family Insurance. Governor Sports is also sponsored in part by Dakota Mart, TMA, First Dakota National Bank, May Adam Law Office, Edward Jones, Avera St. Mary's Hospital, Wegner Auto, Graham Tire, and by Xander Auto Parts, American Bank and Trust, Kathy Sun and Shine Properties, Owyhee Federal Credit Union, the Ramkota Hotel and Conference Center, Tokyo Hibachi and Sushi, Bauman Lumber, Ferding Electric, and Black Hills Federal Credit Union. And coverage of high school sports on River 92.7 is also brought to you by these special in-game sponsors: Bank West, the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety, Central Dakota Eye Care, Envirotech, the South Dakota Attorney General's Office Division of Consumer Protection, Rounds Financial Services, Comtech, Coca-Cola Bottling, Wealth Partners Ameriprise Financial, Hermanson Endodontics, Family Dental, Cowboy Country Stores, and Gale's Gas Service of Pierre. And now, Pierre Governor Sports on the official home of the Governors, River 92.7 and drgnews.com.
Well, thank you very much. A good Thursday evening, everybody. Another night of high school basketball coming your way from Riggs High Gym, where the Pierre Governors will host the Brandon Valley Lynx. Starting a little early tonight due to weather, both Pierre and Brandon Valley sites are going on a rolling schedule, but here at Riggs High Gym, the sophomore game has a running clock going with the score being 30 points plus in favor of Brandon Valley. Right now, 56-19, which oddly enough, I actually lost a softball game by that very same score once back in 1999. But at any rate, it's all Brandon Valley in this one. Brandon Valley won the JV game by 24. But the varsities for the Brandon Valley Lynx coming in with a record of 3-5. They'll take on a Pierre Governor team that, after a victory over the Douglas Patriots 2 nights ago, is now 3-6. So record-wise, two teams that could be fairly evenly matched, as Brandon Valley lost a lot off of their state championship team from a year ago. They got into that state tournament by beating the Pierre Governors in a 2-15 seed ball game, and even that game was an 11-point win for the Lynx. We'll see what tonight comes up with. Of course, the Governors have had some good turnover as well, but 3-6 versus 3-5. We're hoping for a good one. We hope you enjoy what we've got to come as well in our coverage of Pierre Governor basketball. The girls' game we expect will be starting at maybe about the same time as well on KGFX. Justin Cowart is back on the job, and he is in Brandon, and we'll have that game on KGFX 1060 AM and 103.1 FM. As this game starts to come to a close, we'll take a 3-minute timeout, open up our Bank West pregame show by talking with the coaches first. The head coaches and the coaches' conversation, Keys to Success, will be brought to you by Central Dakota Eye Care. But for all of those who are on the road for high school basketball, for high school sports of any kind, for any reason, and winter driving, remember to slow the drive, arrive alive, and buckle up too. It starts with you. You've got someplace to be. That's a reminder from our friends at the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety. 3 minutes, and we chat with head coaches. First off, tonight in our Bank West pregame show, as we welcome you to Pierre Governor Basketball, your official voice of the Govs, River 92.7 and drgnews.com.
There when you need them the most. Bank West Insurance agents Sam Kennecke and Angie Taylor are here to make your life easier.
As an independent agency, we're able to customize an insurance plan to fit your individual needs.
We work with dozens of companies to find you the best possible coverage and the best price.
For your insurance needs, contact Sam or Angie at Bank West Insurance in Pierre. Bank West, convenient, connected, committed. Insurance products are not deposits, not FDIC insured, not insured by any federal agency, not guaranteed by any bank, and may go down in value.
This winter, Beck Motor Company is your go-to Chevy dealer for automotive needs. From the tough, rugged Chevy Silverado to a versatile Equinox, we've got the perfect ride for every season. Need service? Our expert team is here to keep you cruising through winter with confidence. Beck Motor Company, your trusted local Chevy dealer, proudly serving you with top-notch vehicles, service, and customer care. Stop by today and drive away with a deal you'll love. www.beck-motors.com 605-224-5912.
Dakota Storm Roofing is a locally owned roofing company in Pierre, specializing in both residential and commercial roofing services. They can handle your asphalt shingle, metal roofing, and flat roof needs. New construction, plus all types of roof repairs. They can handle the finishing touches, adding fascia, soffit, and gutters too. No job is too big or too small. For a free estimate, call Dakota Storm Roofing at 280-9794. Go to dakotaststormroofing.com or find them on Facebook or Instagram.
Superior Concrete is proud to sponsor the Governors this season and just as proud to offer the finest concrete solutions available for commercial and residential applications as well as foundation and flat work. The bottom line, if you need anything done with concrete, we can do it. Superior Concrete. Give us a call today for an estimate or more information. That's Superior Concrete. Find us on Facebook or call the office at 605-494-0102. That's 494-0102. Call today.
Do you love watching high school sports but find yourself wanting to be more involved? LiveTicket.tv has the solution for you. They're looking for production managers to assist for this school year. Duties include the management of equipment as well as basic technological understanding. But don't stress, paid training will be provided. Part-time wages starting at $20 per hour. Call 833-605-LIVE, extension 2. That's 833-605-5483, extension 2. And punch your ticket to joining one of the fastest growing companies in South Dakota.
There's an app for everything, including high school sports from the stations of DRG Media Group. Download the DRG News app from the App Store or Google Play. It takes only a moment, so you'll have it in time for this game. See live and archive video of all games. And when you select your favorite station during the live stream, the video will immediately pop up. See Central South Dakota High School Sports on your phone or mobile device with the DRG News app. Download it now from the App Store or Google Play.
Another night for Governor basketball, another edition of Keys to Success with Larry Akre, the head coach, off of a win Tuesday night. Good win at that. In one of those wins where it's a come out and take care of business kind of win, even though it took a while after the first quarter, through the first quarter, but then the last three quarters played outstanding against a Douglas team that, you know, you have to come out and beat. You need those victories, and hopefully you got a little confidence coming in here as you take on a really good Brandon Valley team.
Yeah, and that was the whole thing. Is I was proud of the guys of not letting their foot off the gas pedal and just keep increasing that lead throughout the game. We did struggle early. A lot of it was we didn't get some shots to fall, but it just kept battling. And I thought we did a better job of taking care of the basketball and not giving them any easy transition points, which that killed us in games previously. So we're gonna have to do that again tonight. Brandon Valley's probably at another level defensively, and so they're gonna put a lot of pressure on the ball. They're gonna deny hard on the wings, so we're gonna have to be make sure our passes are crisp and we're going to meet the pass. And just can't have an early I thought in that first quarter we took a lot of early shots in the shot clock, and we got to make teams play defense, especially teams like Brandon Valley. Make them play for that 35 seconds to the shot clock and get a good look. We can probably get that same look with 10 seconds on the shot clock rather than 30. So But if you have a layup, you obviously got to take a layup. But, I think that was kind of the big thing, is we were settling for, jump shots, and instead of just attacking the rim or pulling it back out and setting up and running something.
This Brandon Valley team, they've got a lot of quickness, and the one thing that, you'll see it when they're on defense, but the one thing that impresses me all the time is how quickly they pass the ball around too, and I don't know what it's going to take to kind of slow their offense down in that regard, but they get a lot of open looks because they kind of work you out of position a little bit, don't they?
Yeah, they're really good using their bodies. Especially if you play zone, well, even against man, but in zone, they do a really good job of just kind of hooking you and getting there, on their hip and moving you out of the place. And so we're going to have to be disciplined defensively, make sure we, keep our hands up and take away the passes that can hurt us the most. A lot of times we like to go at false actions, and we've really been working on that of, take away the passes that can hurt you most. Don't jump at a pass that is not going to hurt you. And we've been getting better at it. So hopefully, tonight we can take away those passing lanes that are killers.
And then on offense, as you mentioned, it almost sounds like you really want to control the tempo. Can you play a track meet against these guys?
Yeah, I would like to think so, but again, we got to be able to operate in the half court. But the guys know if we have something in transition, if we have a 3-on-2 break or a 2-on-1 break, and we can get a good shot or a good layup out of it, that we can do that. But if it's not there, we got to be smart and not force anything, and get it back out and run something. And the new rule change with no 5 count when you're dribbling is really kind of changed the way you can play teams like Brandon Valley, because before they just lock you down and try to get a 5 count, and you had to be leery about it. But now, not that we want to be dribbling a whole bunch, but it's a safety net for you if you have to. So we kind of got to look to do that and protect the ball and get into something and be able to execute.
All right, Coach, looking forward to it. Go get them tonight.
All right, thanks.
There's Larry Akre, the head coach of the Pierre Governors. Of course, the Pierre Pep Band is here once again, right off to our side. But the coach's comments and keys to success are brought to you by Central Dakota Eye-Care in Pierre. So let's hear from them, and we'll speak with Craig Nelson of the Brandon Valley Lynx. Coach's comments and keys to success continue when we return with more Pierre Governor basketball.
Regular comprehensive eye exams yearly are the key to finding eye problems before symptoms appear. Hi, this is Dr. Mike Bartlett. I've joined the team at Central Dakota Eye Care, continuing to provide the same high-quality care you've come to expect. I've been seeing patients here in Pierre for 30-plus years, and I look forward to welcoming you to my new location. Call us today at 605-224-6128 to schedule your appointment. Central Dakota Eye Care, 640 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Better vision for a great life.
Let's talk with Craig Nelson, the head coach of the Brandon Valley Lynx and the state champion Brandon Valley Lynx. Congratulations on that before we get started here, Coach. But, of course, that was last year. This year, a little bit different. You got some turnover, and I see a 3-5 start. But the one thing I'm noticing, though, win or lose, you're in some tight games, and you guys are battling and competing. And I would say so far pretty well battle-tested halfway through the year.
Yeah, I like what I'm seeing out of our team a lot. Even if our record doesn't indicate that right now. It's a lot like last year's team and even the year before that, where we started out about 500 over our last 6 to 8 games of each of those last 2 seasons. And, it just took us a while to figure it out and figure out our roles. And I think this team's going to form into something really nice over the next month as well.
Last week, your last game was Harrisburg, and they get you by 4, and that's kind of the game, the ways that your games have been going. Is it, what are these games, especially the losses, like down the stretch as far as plays being made, not being made? Yeah. What concerns you about that at all?
Our team last year just won every close game, and some of that's luck, some of that's having some veterans have figured out, and this year we just haven't been able to pull out those games. We've had 4 of them and basically lost all 4 of those, and so need a little bit better coaching and just a little bit better playmaking down the stretch. Honestly, it's just figuring out a way to get one more basket or one more stop, and we could definitely be 5-3 right now, or what be it. But we played some good basketball, and now we've just got to hit a really nice stretch here for the next few weeks.
I think you still have the athletes, obviously. Now, you give me your starting lineup, and I recognize names as being good bench players, good role players. Of course, maybe a returning starter or two, but obviously, do you feel like the chemistry is still gelling a little bit, coming together?
Yep, really, really good chemistry, really good coachable kids. They're going to keep figuring it out. They're going to keep putting their ego aside and make our team better. And if we do that, hopefully we're pretty dang good by the end of February. But AA basketball's tough, and our schedule's been tough, and it just takes some of those kids a little bit of time to figure all that out.
All right, this Pierre team, last time you saw them was the Sodak 16, and it's a little different team from what you saw last year as well. But what are you seeing so far, and the challenges you'll face tonight?
Well, Terwilliger and Dowd are very similar players and very similar football players too. They carry that over into playing basketball, almost identical to one another. So we've got two nice, strong post players down low that both teams have to reckon with, and we got to either keep the ball in his hands or double team when he does get it. We got to be aware of where their shooters are and not let him get hot, not let him get cooking, and just have a really good defensive effort tonight.
Obviously, Pierre's playing a lot of zone this year, and that's something you really don't see a lot in AA. And how have you prepared? Of course, you got an extra week to prepare for this game too.
Yeah, I like seeing it at some point during the season, so you're not caught off guard by it at the Sodak or at the state tournament. Had a lot of the Sioux Falls Metro teams played a ton, so it's really nice to see it for 2-3 games here over the next stretch, so you get a little bit better at it.
All right, what are your overall keys to success in this game?
Defense and rebounding, and then just got to get our feet set and be able to make a few shots against that zone.
Okay. Yeah, you guys are always a good three-point shooting team, kind of lethal, as I would put it. Has that been a boost for you so far this year?
Yeah, I'd say we got a nice shooting team. I don't know if we're lights out maybe, but every kid that steps on the floor outside of our post players are definitely capable of knocking them down, and we got to move it well enough that we get each other open looks and make that happen.
Coach, appreciate your time. Good luck tonight.
Yep, thank you very much.
Greg Nelson, the head coach of the Brandon Valley Lynx, who did win the state championship last year. They lost a little bit off of that team, but they are a pretty respectable, albeit less than 500, 3-5 on the season. Comments and keys to success from our coaches from Central Dakota Eye-Care in Pierre. Let's pause for 3 minutes. Your starting lineups will be next. You're listening to Pierre Governor Basketball.
From the early days of South Dakota statehood through today's digital revolution, BankWest has remained committed to helping customers and communities succeed. BankWest Associates uphold this commitment by developing innovative products, tailoring financial solutions to customer needs, and actively supporting community causes. For a bank committed to helping you and your community prosper, choose BankWest. BankWest. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Chances are you're overlooking a big energy thief in your home or commercial building. The garage doors. But Overhead Door Company of Pierre can help stop that energy waste with a full range of insulated, weather-tight garage doors. Their residential garage doors can give you insulated performance at an uninsulated price. And their Thermocore insulated steel doors give commercial buildings the energy efficiency they demand today. Find out more. Call Overhead Door Company of Pierre at 1-800-649-9905 and put a stop to the garage door energy thief.
I'm Scott Nye. As a coach for the Pierre Governors, I know a winning game plan is crucial. When it comes to your finances, you deserve one too. At New Edge Advisors, our name is new, but our commitment to you isn't. We're the same trusted team you've known, and we've expanded our playbook of resources to help you plan for retirement, manage investments, and protect your future. Let's build the strategy that gets your financial future into the end zone.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services offered through New Edge Advisors LLC, a registered investment advisor. New Edge Advisors LLC is a separate entity from LPL Financial.
From the first wails of surprise to first day of school questions, playground adventures, learning to drive stress, and graduation cheers, they'll always be your little sunshine. At Avera Children's, we get kids, teens, and parents too. We'll step you through first checkups, milestones, sickness, and specialized care when your child needs it, and treat them like our own every step of the way. Learn more at avera.org/children's.
Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre is here for you. They make it easy when looking for a new vehicle, getting all available vehicle information so you can spend less time researching and more time enjoying your purchase. Shop their extensive inventory from home at CapitalCityFordToyota.com or stop into Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota, 518 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Count on them for all your service needs with convenient scheduling and in-stock parts. Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre, 605-224-7378.
Do you dream of a custom home built within your budget and done on time? Kruger Contracting can make that dream a reality. They're a trusted home builder since 2003, and they're going to be upfront and open about cost and transparent about where your money is going when it comes to your new home. Their skilled crew will manage construction of your new home from start to finish. They're located in Pierre and can build your home in Pierre, Fort Pierre, or the surrounding area. Call 605-222-2523. Visit KrugerContracting.com or find Kruger Contracting on Facebook.
We're back at Riggs High Gym as we're in the final minute of our pregame countdown in the gym. Let's get our starting lineups to you very quickly. Brought to you by Envirotech in Pierre as the Governors continue to play without starting guard Logan Whitty, who is out due to the high ankle sprain sustained last week. So Jaron Deal starts, a 6-foot sophomore. Caden Ahart's a 6'2 junior. And Corday Austin, the 6'3 senior. Corday of the 30-point effort against the Douglas Patriots 2 nights ago. Those are your guards, along with Lincoln Dilgis, the 6'4 senior forward, and Cooper Terwilliger, the 6'6 junior center for the Governors. Austin, Ahart's Deal, Dilgis, Terwilliger, the starting 5. Sincere Wilson's been playing well. The 5'11 senior will come off the bench as well. For the 3 and 6 Pierre Governors, they're 15th in the power rankings this week, or at least coming into tonight's action. Head coach Larry Aker, assisted by Skip Kurth, Craig Ullman, and Kelly Brandt. The Envirotech starting lineups for their visiting opponents are the Brandon Valley Lynx, and at one guard will be Braden Knudsen, a 5'11 senior. Another guard is his twin brother, 5'11 senior Briggs Knudsen. And forwards are Ayul Deng, a 6'5 senior, and Lincoln McInerney, a 6'2 sophomore, along with Austin Dowd, 6'5 and a senior in the middle for Brandon Valley. Knudsen, Deng, Dowd, and McInerney, the starting 5 for Brandon Valley. They're 3 and 5, 10th in the power rankings. Head coach Craig Nelson is assisted by Tim Seliason, Jeff Ganschow, Matt Bigelow, Taylor Becker, and Dagan Schramm. Those are your Envirotech starting lineups. Let's pause for 2 minutes. We'll give you the game officials when we come back with more of our Bank West pregame. This is Governor Basketball.
Envirotech.
The DWU Culver's Classic is back for 2026.
3 from the corner, good! A huge
36 teams travel to the world's only Corn Palace in Mitchell. Action begins on 9 a.m. on February 13th and 14th, with all games streamed on Live Ticket TV on pay-per-view. $12.99 per game or $94.95 for all 18 games. The 2026 DWU Culver's Classic, February 13th and 14th, inside the world's only Corn Palace and on Live Ticket TV.
With our new online loan application, you can go to our website and apply for a loan when it's most convenient for you. We make getting loan approval fast and easy. Our local lenders are available to assist you if you have any questions. We make it pain-free to get that loan you've been wanting. We're an equal housing lender. Oahe Federal Credit Union, your hometown credit union since 1955. Federally insured by NCUA.
Grossenberg Implement has a deal for farmers using John Deere Precision Ag Tools. Renew your license or purchase a new support agreement and enjoy no payments and no interest for 180 days, including G5 or G5 Plus displays, Precision Ag Essentials kits, Gen 4, 4640 and 4240 displays, Starfire licenses, SF2, SF3, or SFRTK. Only valid through February of 2026 and only with your farm plan account. Call Grossenberg Implement's Precision Ag support team today. Upgrade now and keep your farm running smarter.
What if we said a bank isn't a place to lock up money? It's a place to set it free. What if the point of banking wasn't to bank at all, but to put your ideas to work? What if your bank asked, what if, a little more? Well, what if we told you we do? We're American Bank and Trust, where what if meets why not? If you're ready to change what you get out of banking, start a relationship with us. What if you made the move today?
Welcome back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union Press Box. Owyhee Federal Credit Union, where they treat you like you own the place, because you do.
Tonight, we thank them for doing what is always a thankless job in officiating high school basketball, high school sports of any kind. Tonight's game officials are Lee Johnson, Donnie Kaiser, and Andy Deinert, a veteran crew that we've got here at Riggs High tonight. Lee Johnson from Wessington Springs, Donnie Kaiser, and Andy Deinert from the Mitchell area. Thanks, guys, for being our law on the court, sponsored by the South Dakota Attorney General's Office in their Division of Consumer Protection. Ryan Oakland with the play-by-play coming up. William Wilson runs the show in studio. Brian Menning and John Stewart are over there on camera as well. They will have the view that you'll be able to see as you watch this matchup at gogovs.live or on our website, drgnews.com, the River 92.7 page. Also on your DRG News smartphone app. Let's tip it off in 1 minute. Your Comtech opening tip is a minute away. It's Pierre and Brandon Valley back at the ESD here on River 92.7 and drgnews.com.
This winter, Beck Motor Company is your go-to Chevy dealer for automotive needs. From the tough, rugged Chevy Silverado to a versatile Equinox, we've got the perfect ride for every season. Need service? Our expert team is here to keep you cruising through winter with confidence. Beck Motor Company, your trusted local Chevy dealer, proudly serving you with top-notch vehicles, service, and customer care. Stop by today and drive away with a deal you'll love. www.beck-motors.com, 605-224-5912.
Comtech has your technology solutions. Check out their showroom located right off the truck route on Irwin Street. Come in and see what you've been missing. A large selection of TVs, sound systems, and smart speakers, PCs, desktops, and tablets, home and business security and telecommunication systems. Comtech is your all-in-one solution for any technology needs. Wishing all athletes the best of luck in today's competition. Comtech. Come see what you've been missing.
Back at Riggs High Gym, hearing from Comtech, and just in time, our Comtech opening tip is brought to you by Comtech and controlled by the Pierre Governors and Cooper Terwilliger after a second tip. And the Governors start with the first possession of tonight's contest. Governors in home white, green numbers and trim. They're moving from left to right here in the first half. Brandon Valley in their road blacks with white numbers and red trim. And the first shot of the night is up and in from the right elbow. 15-footer good for Lincoln Dilgis. The Governors 6'4" senior Pierce strikes first here on a Thursday night at Riggs High Gym. Again, Brian Oakland, glad to have you aboard here tonight. Brandon Valley fans, if you're watching at drgnews.com or gogovs.live, glad to have you aboard as well. Here's Ayul Deng, and his first shot of the night, 6'5" senior, also countering with a bucket down from about 14 feet. Two jumpers, two made baskets. Here's Cooper Terwilliger getting one inside, but has that one stripped. Deng got a hand on it. Then Austin Dowd knocked it away further, and it's picked up by Lincoln McInerney. Take away for Brandon Valley. They work it up and inside, and Braden Knutson feeds inside to Austin Dowd, who muscles a shot up and good. Brandon Valley will take the lead at 4-2, and there's a foul to add to it from Caden Ahartz, who has his first personal. Austin Dowd, good player, good inside player, and a good free throw shooter as he's got the and one to go. 5-2, Brandon Valley with a quick 5 in a row after the Governor scored the first bucket. We're a minute plus in here. Corday Austin across the timeline had to pick his dribble up. Brandon Valley sagged, but now they're back on him. Oh, and Caden Ahartz kept his heel off the half-court stripe. Otherwise, that could have been a backcourt violation. Brandon Valley in your face defensively. The Govs will see that all night long. Shot clock is down to 9. It's Jaron Deal firing a 3 from the wing. That rattles in and out, though. No good. And the rebound is down to the Lynx as they'll head right to left. Here comes Deng driving left side. Kicks it out. Knutson passes on the 3. Gives it off to McInerney. He's normally a good three-point shooter, but he misses this one. A little too strong. It grazes the rim, and Dowd gets an offensive rebound. So a new shot clock here for Brandon Valley. 2 minutes plus in to our first quarter. Back up top goes to Briggs Knutson out on the near side. Across the way to twin brother Braden. Back to Briggs Knutson. looking for a lane to drive. He'll find Dang in the paint, and Dang soft touch for the second time. And 7 straight scored by Brandon Valley. And again, the Lynx are 3-5 on the season, but one of their losses to Sioux Falls Roosevelt, who is 9-1. We got a foul called on Braden Knutson. A little push against Jaron Deal just across the half-court stripe. Brandon Valley's first personal. Roosevelt beat Brandon Valley by 17 at 67-50, and Brandon Valley has one dominant win over Brookings as well. But every other game that they've played, including two games against or out-of-state opponents over the holidays, has been a very close game. Dill just tries one for 2, but that's no good. Dang with the rebound. Lynx have it. Here's McInerney firing from 15 feet on the left side. That's no good, and the Governor's reaching for the rebound and hitting the deck hard is Caden Aharts as he is clipped and fouled by Austin Dowd. So the second miss for Brandon Valley tonight. They still lead 7-2. We're under the 5-minute mark in quarter number 1. Deal across the time stripe again. Cubs will try to set it up. We talked about controlling the tempo with Coach Larry Akre. We'll see if Pierre does try to slow the pace in this game. Use a lot of that shot clock. Brandon Valley's capable of scoring points in bunches. Here's Dilgis again inside the free throw line. This one off the front of the rim. It will not crawl across. Dowd will have another rebound. Dilgis hit his first, but has missed his next 2. Now on the move and the kick out. McInerney to Briggs Knutson. And this one, actually that's Braden. How do you tell them apart? Well, look at the numbers on their jersey, Brian Oakland. But there you go. Braden for 3. And it's 10-2. That's 10 in a row for Brandon Valley. Caden Aharts tries to get a kisser off the glass, but that's a little too strong. And we will have a jump ball on the rebound. Terwilliger seemed to have wrestled it away, but Larry Akre not agreeing with this call. It'll be Brandon Valley on the possession. The Governors have gone cold after they hit their first shot of the night. 4 out, 4 in. Oh, an alley-oop to Dang, but he misses this one. Just lost it going up. Terwilliger down with the rebound. Governors try 3. Corday Austin, his first shot attempt of the night is off the mark. Corday hit 4 threes on Tuesday night against Douglas, but he misses his first one here tonight. Braden Knutson has it now, up to McInerney. Back to Briggs Knutson. He's in the left corner. This 3 ball off the mark, but an offensive rebound. Again down to Dowd. Brandon Valley controlling the glass, among other things, but here's a pass through the hands of Dowd, picked up by Dilgis. First turnover for Brandon Valley. 10-2. Governors can use some offense here. Dilgis stops and goes and then runs into old Dang. Standing his ground, that'll be an offensive foul. Dilgis never saw him coming. Or never saw him standing there. Good position obtained by Dang. And the second turnover for the Govs. 3:11 to play, quarter number 1. I think it's key for Pierre, obviously, to keep Brandon Valley as close as possible. I do expect this game to be fairly close. I do expect Brandon Valley to be the favored team, no doubt about that. Here's Dang turning around again, and he has hit 3 in a row and a timeout taken. Actually, 3 out of 4. Missed that alley-oop. But a timeout will be taken by the Governors. A full one at that, as Brandon Valley has scored 12 in a row, and they lead 12-2 with 2:51 to play in the first quarter. Timeouts are brought to you by Coca-Cola Bottling. Let's pause for 60 seconds. We'll be back with more Pierre Governor basketball.
Thinking of a new or used car, motorcycle, pickup, or RV? Think of us. We make all sorts of vehicle loans. We can set you up with payments that fit your budget. So if you have getting some new wheels in mind, stop by and see us. We'll get you the right loan. Dakota Plains Federal Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA. We're big on you.
We're small enough to know your name, but we're big on you.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
At Ringneck Energy,
by Rounds Financial Services in Pierre, where your money works for you. Mosaic Wealth member SIPC. That's Rounds Financial Services. Here's Deal pulling up from the half circle, top of the key, and the Governors get a bucket down for the first time since the first basket of the game in the first minute. With 2:15 to play, they break that 12-0 run of the Lynx. It's 12-4. Brandon Valley with the lead and the basketball. Tristan Delaney, a 6-foot sophomore, is in the game. He came in before that timeout briefly. Stays in there. We've got an offensive foul on the aforementioned Delaney. And that one occurring away from the basketball, so a turnover here for Brandon Valley. Tristan, the younger brother of Landon Delaney, a standout player from a year ago. Not only basketball, but football and track. Landon Delaney off to post-high school educations, and hope he and his classmates from last year doing well. Here's Ahart's firing at three with a Terwilliger screen, but that's no good. Off the front of the rim from the right side. Deng to rebound. He'll bring it across the timeline. Loses the dribble, but picks it back up. Goes far side with it to Lincoln McInerney. Out of the high post, this is Briggs Knudsen. McInerney again. Minute and a half to play. Corday Austin is out. Sincere Wilson is in for the Govs, but Austin is ready to check back in for Pierre. Now Brandon Valley chewing the shot clock. Here it's under 10, down to 6. Deng from the baseline. Shot up from 14, no good. Backside offensive rebound down to Delaney. And Brandon Valley will chew more time here, down to the 1 minute mark. Here's Dilgis getting a hand on a pass. Loose ball comes to Deng on a roll. He'll put it up with a left hand, no good. Down with another offensive board, trying to feed back into Delaney. Loses it. Shot up, no good. Deng on a putback, no good. And now we've got a foul. The Governors finally win the battle, even though Brandon Valley picked up a few offensive rebounds. So it'll be Pierre basketball with 47 seconds to play in the first quarter. Jaron Deal checking out. Corday Austin is on for Pierre. Inbound to Wilson, now back to Austin to bring it up. And he does so against Kalen Christian, a 5'11 sophomore. Christian gets a tip. It's back to the backcourt. Austin will cross again. First pass to Wilson, near side. Sincere down to Dilgis, fading away. And there's a hit on the wrist here. Dilgis misses on a shot that goes in and out. Governors have been struggling with their shots. They're getting good looks, but a lot of them halfway down and coming back out. Foul here goes to McInerney, his first. That actually is 5 for Brandon Valley. Fouls here in this first quarter. Governors would be in the bonus, but they don't have a lot of time to spend in the bonus. Only 29 seconds to go in the first period. Dilgis' first free throw of the night is good. And he'll ask for a try for another one here. Good raining, arcing shot. Lincoln 2 for 2. 12-6, Brandon Valley leads. The Governors actually have scored 4 in a row now. Lynx across the timeline, right to left. Here's Christian on your near side. Briggs Knudsen up top. Another new player in there as Dylan Williams, a 6-foot senior. Here's a pass intercepted by Dilgis as Brandon Valley tried to go across the way. 5 seconds left in the first quarter. Wilson looking for space. 2 seconds, will fire, and that one overshoots. And the first half, or the first period, will come to an end. The Governors 0 for 4 from outside the arc after that attempt. And on the Gales Gas Service scoreboard, it's Brandon Valley 12 and the Governors 6. Scoreboard brought to you by Gales Gas Service in Pierre. We pause for 60 seconds. Quarter number 2 is next. And you're listening to Pierre Governor Basketball.
Produce renewable energy that adds value to grain and livestock production, enhances the income of their investor partners, and provide a safe, rewarding work environment. Located at 901 Redwood Avenue in Oneida, South Dakota. Call 605-945-6900 or check ringneckenergy.com. A proud supporter of local schools and wishes all students the best of luck in all their activities during the school year, creating economic opportunities in our community.
Pests don't wait.
ABT and Pierre has a team of experienced agriculture and business banking professionals that speak your language. Make American Bank and Trust your trusted banking advisor. Call or visit us online at abt.bank today.
12-6 Brandon Valley on a 5 of 12 shooting first period. The Governors just 2 of 9. Including nothing out of 4 attempts from outside the arc. Lynx have the basketball in the alternating possession. Welcome back to Riggs High Gym. Brian Oakland, play-by-play. Good to have you aboard here Thursday night. Second game in 3 nights here at home for the Governors. Dang with it. Get it back to Christian, who has it back from Knutson. Now down to Dang in the corner. And Ayul Dang is hitting the shots tonight for Brandon Valley. His first 3 attempt is good. He's got 3 buckets from inside the arc as well, 9 points. And we will have a foul as Brandon Valley traps Caden Aharts just across half court. On the near side, Aharts somewhat bailed out. And Braden Knutson picks up his second personal. He'll check out. Briggs Knutson checking back in for Brandon Valley, who leads by 9, 15-6. Their biggest lead was 10 when they led 12-2. Pierce scored the first basket. Brandon Valley ran off 12 in a row in the first quarter. Pierce scored the last 4 of the period, however. And, of course, the Lynx with the 3 balls so far here in the second. Here's Jaron Deal to Corday Austin looking for 3. No good. Backside. Pull it down. It's Cooper Terwilliger. He'll look to Dilgis. Now Austin again. Baseline jumper. 10-footer this time. Won't go either. And the Lynx have the rebound. As Lincoln McInerney brings it back up the court. Right to left. Briggs Knutson in front of the Pierre bench. Gets it back to Kalen Christian. Here's McInerney to Christian. Around the perimeter. Around that Governor's zone. He'll work it into Dang. Turnaround shot. It's up and good. Ayul Dang is a sweet shooter. And he's making them tonight. So far, 11 points to lead all scorers. 17-6. Dang has it. Look out. Boom! With 2 hands. Ayul Dang with the steal and the breakaway slam. Ayul Dang is right on the money with that highlight play, even though it's for the opposing team. And we'll have a jump ball induced by Briggs Knutson. With Jaron Deal, the Governors will get to keep it. But again, right on the money highlight play sponsored by Rounds Financial Services in Pierre, where your money works for you. Dylan Williams coming out for the Lynx. Austin Dowd, starting post, is back in. Here trying to stop the bleeding a little bit. Brandon Valley off to a fast start in the second period with 7 unanswered. 19-6, they lead. Here's Terwilliger down the left side of the lane. He'll find Austin all alone underneath the basket. Good look for Cooper Terwilliger as Austin scores the right side bunny. Cooper got double teamed. Somebody had to be open. That somebody was Corday Austin, his first 2 of the night. 19-8. Terwilliger and Austin right on the money as well with that highlight for the Governors. From Rounds Financial Services, good ball movement underneath. Christian to Dowd, and Austin Dowd is blocked by Terwilliger. Austin up with the loose basketball. The Governors back in business. Terwilliger is held on the entry pass by Dowd, who will pick up his second personal. Starting to see some of that good old-fashioned ESD physicality now with these big bodies down low. And Austin Dowd, who checks out. Dylan Williams is back in. Williams, a big body himself, but just doesn't have the height that Austin Dowd has. Williams will try to body up against Terwilliger, but they'll lob it in to Cooper. Off of the inbound, Austin has it up top, and boom! 3-ball good for Corday Austin, fed by Jaron Deal. The Governors with 5 straight, and it's 19-11. Dang in the left corner. Gets it back out, Christian. Now Knutson. Briggs to McInerney. Nowhere to go. He'll back it back out. To the perimeter, now up top. They'll look for Deng. He fakes and now drives baseline, falls, but finds McInerney out in the corner. This 3-ball no good. Ahartz battles for it. Brandon Valley, maybe. Nope, they'll say Brandon Valley keeps it. I was thinking they might have been the last to touch, but the officials had to confer. Then with 4:41 left in the second quarter, new shot clock off of a miss for Brandon Valley. And Lee Johnson sees that Craig Nelson's ready to sub in before the inbound. Kalen Christian out. Tristan Dulaney, the 6-foot sophomore, back in for the first time in the second period. 8-point Lynx lead. Rebound, or the inbound came out to Deng. Now they play catch to the near side. Here's Delaney underneath Williams. Now back out. Deng alone for 3. Thought about it too much. Ahartz up high for the rebound. Actually, it comes to Jaron Deal. Here with the numbers. And we will have another offensive foul called on Jaron Deal. Deal gets going. It's the second time he's gotten going a little too quickly. And I don't know if Dylan Williams had position completely, but Deal did run right through him or right into his chest. That'll be Jaron's second personal foul. First team foul for Pierre in the second half as we approach the halfway mark. The 4-minute spot of the second period. Tip pass by Pierre, but McInerney comes up with it. Goes to the left block. Nothing there. Out to Briggs Knutson looking for 3. No good. Loose ball to Deng. Layup also a little bit short. Terwilliger rebounds. Here comes Austin, and he'll be fouled by McInerney. Well, the Lynx save the Governor transition basket. And it was kind of a scary moment there as Corday Austin went down awkwardly. Governors do not want to lose their leading scorer. They've already lost enough players to injury as it's been this season so far. McInerney's second personal. Corday to shoot a pair, but the first one rims in and out, no good. So McInerney, one of 3 Lynx players with 2 fouls here in the first half. Jaron Deal also with 2 fouls, checking out, as did McInerney. Sincere Wilson is in. Craig Nelson's going to ask for time before Corday Austin's second free throw attempt. 3:49 to play. We're in the second quarter. A Coca-Cola 60-second timeout this time as Brandon Valley leads the Govs 19-11. You're listening to Pierre Governor Basketball.
Taking care at Olson's Pest Technicians, we've been protecting homes and businesses for over 55 years. From bats and attics to rodents and walls, ants in kitchens, stubborn bedbug infestations, even swarms of mosquitoes. We've seen it all and we handle it all. With expert technicians, ethical treatments, and service across South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa, you can count on Olson's to get the job done right. Contact us today at Olson's Pest Technicians. Family owned, community trusted.
Wow, Bill, you're walking so much better. What did you do?
Well, I got so tired of the pain and nearly fell. And one of my friends recommended physical therapy at Winter Physical Therapy. And you know what? My back also stopped hurting.
Huh. So how did you get started?
My doctor wrote me a referral, but that's not always needed. Turns out you always have a choice where you want to go.
So why did you choose Winter Physical Therapy?
I love to support our locally owned small businesses, and quite frankly, they give great personalized care.
Winter Physical Therapy. Exceptional care.
Most people don't think back to the Owyhee.
Back at Rick's High Gym, out of the timeout, sponsored by Coca-Cola Bottling in Pierre, and you're listening to Pierre Governor Basketball.
Driven by the Office of Highway Safety. River 92.7, KGFX FM, and K296FI, Pierre. Arrive alive. Don't text and drive.
Back onto the Lynx timeout, their first used. Corday Austin has a free throw to go at the stripe, and this one is up and good. He missed the first. Gets the second. Corday with all 6 for the Govs in the second quarter so far. And it's 19-12. Governors trailing by 7. As Braden Knutson checks back in the timeout. He's out there with Briggs Knutson. Dylan Williams still in for Austin Dowd. Tristan Delaney still in off the bench. Ayul Deng is also again back in there. He's had a heck of a game so far. 3.5 minutes to play. First half here in the second quarter. Deng quickly underneath to Delaney, and that's off of his fingertips and out of bounds. That'll be a turnover, number 4 for Brandon Valley. Boys game here on the FM, the girls game on KGFX, 1060 AM, 103.1 FM. That's in Brandon. The Brandon Valley girls are the only AA unbeaten team so far, but they are the third place power rated team right now. But a high-powered team, and they put 31 up in the first quarter on the Governors. 31-12, the score. Here's a Lincoln Dilgis effort from the free throw line. That's off the mark, off the back of the rim, down to Delaney for a Brandon Valley rebound. Governor girls had a 69-burger put up. Here's Deng again. He comes down with the alley-oop and then puts it up and in. As that one didn't quite work from Braden Knutson, but Ayul Deng keeps his composure and makes a smart play and just lays it up and in. Back to a 9-point Brandon Valley lead. Here's Aharts to Sincere Wilson. Now Austin. He'll try another three. Corner this time. Right side no good. Dilgis has a rebound. He'll go back to the rack on the baseline and score. Strong move for Lincoln Dilgis off of an offensive rebound. Second chance bucket for the Governors. Hanging tough within 7 again at 21-14. Under 2:10 to go. We're in the second period. Here's Deng again from the stripe, and that one is good. This kid is just a shooter. Ayul Deng with 17 points already here in the first half as Aharts tries to feed underneath to Terwilliger, and Cooper couldn't reach it. There's a reason for that. He got hooked by a Brandon Valley defender, and a foul will go to Dylan Williams. I was watching Aharts' reaction to that play. He saw it coming. Caden will inbound it. In fact, fourth team foul for Brandon Valley with 1:50 to go. In the second quarter, Pierre is in the bonus now, and an out-of-bounds violation here as Aharts was forced to the baseline on the drive. Stepped or dribbled on the end line. Brandon Valley induces one, the fifth turnover for the Govs. 23-14, Lynx. Governors led 2-0, but that's the only lead they've had. Brandon Valley scored the next 12 from there back in the first period. We've got 90 seconds to go in our second period. Braden Knutson to Briggs Knutson down to the corner, but Ahart steps in the passing lane, knocks one away on the near side of the bleachers. Knutson will inbound from there. Briggs to Braden. Now a lob underneath, and McInerney trying to kick one out, but Dill just gets a hand on this one. And it's out of bounds in the corner. Off of the end of the Pierre bench. 7 on the shot clock. Lynx will have to be aware of that as they inbound here with 1:19 left in the first half. Knutson into Deng. Ayul around Corday Austin, and the left-handed runner is up and good. Ayul Deng with 19 points of the 25 that Brandon Valley has on the board. Here's Aharts dribbling his way across the timeline. Gets it to Dilgis. A high receive by Sincere Wilson down in the right corner. Governors work it back around the perimeter. Terwilliger is fouled from behind by Deng, who will pick up his first personal, but that's 5 as a team now for the Lynx, and Cooper Terwilliger will be in the bonus for the Governors and stand at the free throw line. Clock stops with 52 seconds to play. In the second, it was 12-6 Lynx at the end of one. They scored the first 7 of the second period. The Governors came on strong after that, but again, Brandon Valley with another flurry. And right now leading 25-14. Cooper's first shot attempt of any kind on the night. Free throw off the back of the rim. He'll try another one. This one rattles home. He's got his first point. And the deficit is 10 for Pierce. A tip pass. Sincere Wilson got a hand on it, then caught on the backside by Aharts. Down to the corner, Austin inside, Terwilliger, held again. New player in there is Ryan Jarris, a 6'4" junior for Brandon Valley, and he will be the guilty party here. Brandon Valley has the depth. They've committed a lot of fouls in this first half, but there are 7 different players who have committed at least one foul. So they definitely have enough to go around. Terwilliger's first one this time is good. His second one is short, however. And Dang will control the rebound for Brandon Valley. It's a 9-point game again, 25-16. 35 seconds to go here in the second period. Game clock is about 6 seconds ahead, or behind the shot clock. Here's Knutson for 3, no good. Ahart's up high to Sky for the rebound. Pierre has one last chance. Plenty of time. Wilson to Dilges, top of the key, 15 seconds to go. Govston set up the offense here. Here's Kalen Christian defending against Ahart's. Now to Austin, back to Caden Ahart's. Dilges, he'll fire, out of control, no good. Austin's putback is good, and that's how the first half will come to an end. A bit of positivity here for the Pierre Governors, even though they trail by 7. On the Gales Gas Service scoreboard, it's Brandon Valley 25 and the Governors 18. Scoreboard brought to you by Gales Gas Service in Pierre. And we'll pause for 3 minutes, head to the halftime intermission. Halftime brought to you by Wealth Partners of Ameriprise Financial on the in the Capitol Creek Center Plaza on East Sioux Avenue. I'll get the mental picture and then I'll spit it out. That's where you'll find Wealth Partners, and they sponsor halftime coming up in 3 minutes. You're listening to Pierre Governor Basketball, your official voice of the Govs, River 92.7 and drgnews.com.
Ameriprise Advisors can work with you to provide personalized, goal-based advice based on your short and long-term goals. Plus, you can track your investments and financials.
Until it's not working, but we do. At Pipe Service Experts, we are trained to see what others miss. Airflow restrictions, pressure imbalances, heat exchanger flaws. That's how we catch little issues before they become cold nights and costly repairs. Because keeping your home warm takes more than just a toolbox. Our certified technicians will get your system running at peak condition. Call Pite Service Experts for our special $99 precision tune-up today. Call 866-EXPERTS. See website for license details.
What if the market shifts? What if the margins on your farm keep getting tighter? Simplot Grower Solutions is here to help. Simplot Crop Advisors know South Dakota corn, soybean, wheat, and other crops like you do because they live and work here. So, even if the market shifts or the margins keep getting tighter, you'll have the insight and support to keep moving forward. Simplot Grower Solutions.
The Corner Station Convenience Store and the Crossing Pub are both conveniently located on Pleasant Drive in Pierre, South Dakota. At the Corner Station, grab your favorite hot and cold beverages and snacks while filling your vehicle up with Cenex brand gasoline. The Corner Station also features a super tunnel car wash to keep your vehicle sparkling clean. At the Crossing, grab a cold beverage and check out their selection of appetizers while watching the Stanley County Buffaloes and Pierre Governors live on their big screen televisions. Best of luck to all area students from the Corner Station and the Crossing.
For over 70 years, Pitt's Design Build has earned our reputation locally for serving communities across South Dakota. We provide design and building services for schools, hospitals, churches, commercial offices, multifamily housing, and so much more. Pitt's Design Build is conveniently located in Pierre, Mitchell, and Sioux Falls to serve you and your organization. We bring value to our clients by facilitating the design and/or construction process. Give us a call today and check us out at pittsdesignbuild.com for a free building consultation.
DRG Media Group Sports is the official voice of the Pierre Governors.
Our hash mark over the middle and wide open at the 30-yard line. Carter shuffle by and touchdown. Here's Olsen. Plenty of time. 3 seconds. Gets to shoot, and it's good for 3.
From football, volleyball, and soccer to basketball, wrestling, and softball, follow the Pierre Governors on the official voice of the Govs, River 92.7, and also on the River 92.7 page of the DRG News smartphone app and drgnews.com.
Welcome back to the Owyhee Federal
Play. It's been a good first half. Cubs are hanging tough with Brandon Valley, a good team out of the Metro despite a 3-5 record. And it was 12-6 at the end of one quarter. Again, the Governors scored the first basket. Brandon Valley ran off 12 straight from there, but Pierre then gets the last 4 in the first period. Brandon Valley scored the first 7 of the second period, but the Governors come back off of what was a 19-6 deficit, and they're back within 7 here at intermission, 25-18. Brandon Valley is led by Ayul Dang, who has 19 of the 25 points that Brandon Valley has on the board. Otherwise, the Lynx overall are 11 out of 23 on the floor. 2 of 7 from outside the arc, just 1 of 1 from the free throw line. Dang with 19 points. Braden Knutson has a three-pointer down, and Austin Dowd has a three-point play the old-fashioned way. That's it for Brandon Valley, but the Governors have got to find a way to stop Ayul Dang coming up in the second half. Pierre on the floor overall in the first half went 6 of 18, 1 of 7 from outside the arc, 5 of 8 from the free throw line. Corday Austin leads the Governors with 8 points, all of those points coming in the second quarter. Lincoln Dilgis has 6, Jaron Deal with 2, Cooper Terwilliger with a couple of free throws down as well. Brandon Valley with a 13-9 advantage on the rebounding stat, 5-3 offensively. Dowd with 5 boards, Terwilliger with 3 to lead the Govs. Both teams with 5 turnovers, but Brandon Valley does have a 7-2 advantage in the assist column so far, and Braden Knutson has dished out 3 assists to lead Brandon Valley's offense in that regard as well. It's 25-18, Brandon Valley out in front as we'll pause for another 3-minute step aside. You're listening to Halftime from Wealth Partners, Pierre Governor Basketball on drgnews.com and River 92.7.
As a cooperative, Dakota Plains Federal Credit Union is owned by our members. Once a member, always a member, even if you move out of the area. We provide deposit services and loans of all kinds, including home loans, egg loans, and vehicle loans with competitive rates. Stop by and visit us at North Garfield at the Northridge Plaza in Pierre, or use our convenient drive-through lane. Dakota Plains Federal Credit Union, member NCUA.
We're small enough to know your name, but we're big on you.
When you need building supplies, there's no need to go anywhere except to Bauman Lumber in Fort Pierre. Bauman Lumber is locally owned and offers quality products, expert advice, free estimates, and free local delivery for large or small projects. Whether it's a home improvement project, remodel job, or all new construction, they even welcome special orders. Quality building materials and affordable prices for residential or commercial projects can be found at Bauman Lumber, 1223 Sale Barn Road, Fort Pierre, or call 223-9762.
For reliable, safe, efficient, and economical electrical work, call Ferding Electric. Ferding Electric staffs licensed, knowledgeable electricians to help you with all your electrical projects. New construction, rewires, or upgrades, residential or commercial, Ferding Electric knows how to get the job done right. Call Ferding Electric at 224-8684. Stop in at 2903 East Elizabeth, just off the truck bypass. See Ferding.com or find them on Facebook. Ferding Electric, licensed electricians, quality service, and dependable products since 1956.
From the first wails of surprise to first day of school questions, playground adventures, learning to drive stress, and graduation cheers, they'll always be your little sunshine. At Avera Children's, we get kids, teens, and parents too. We'll step you through first checkups, milestones, sickness, and specialized care when your child needs it, and treat them like our own every step of the way. Learn more at avera.org/children's.
Wagner Auto Company, South Dakota's oldest auto dealer in Pierre, is your transportation headquarters in central South Dakota. With a great selection of new Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, and Jeep vehicles, and a large selection of quality pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. View their entire inventory at WagnerAuto.com. Experience the Wagner Auto difference for yourself by letting them help you with your next set of wheels. Wagner Auto Company in Pierre.
Hag Ag specializes in providing agricultural solutions to fit your farm's needs. Hag Ag is locally owned and serves central and western South Dakota. Brandon has over 20 years experience in the ag industry with extensive knowledge of this area. Hag Ag provides one stop for all your Pioneer seed and chemical needs and offers ground and aerial application. Call Brandon Hag today at 605-216-6758. 605-216-6758.
Back with more at the half here, 25-18 our score. The girls' score is all Brandon Valley. The unbeaten Lynx lead the Governors 50-18 at halftime. That game on KGFX. Brandon Valley led 31-12 at the end of one quarter of play. Down in the Metro, also in girls hoops, T area leads Mitchell 40-33, just underway in the fourth quarter. In Mitchell, Harrisburg early 10-5 over Sioux Falls Jefferson late in the first quarter. Sturgis has an early lead over Custer 6-3. Spearfish playing at Mapialuta tonight, and Douglas is at Hot Springs, another AA girls action. There's no scores to report from the rest of the boys basketball games that are going on. Three other games with Spearfish at Mapialuta. T area will play at Mitchell after the girls game wraps up, and Custer and Sturgis in a doubleheader out west. Last game of the week for both of these teams. Or I take that back. Brandon Valley does play Aberdeen Central at home on Saturday. At least that's the schedule. Now, extreme cold conditions might cause some travel problems. Certainly going to cause some school closings and issues for some schools tomorrow. But neither of these teams in action Saturday. That might not come into play. The Governors will not play until Tuesday when they host Aberdeen Central. A struggling Golden Eagle team will be here Tuesday night at Riggs High Gym. The girls will be on the road for the third straight game, and Aberdeen Central's girls having a heck of a year, as Brandon Valley's are so far. Aberdeen Central did lose convincingly, however, Tuesday night to O'Gorman, who is now the top team in the power rankings. Aberdeen at 2. Brandon Valley, who the Governor girls are playing tonight, is at number 3. These Lynx boys are 10th seeded right now at 3-5. The Governors are 15th after their win over Douglas on Tuesday night with their 3-6 record. But again, the Governors have Aberdeen Central here on Tuesday next week, and then they'll hit the road to the Metro. They go to Harrisburg on Friday next week and then spend the night, and we'll play at O'Gorman next Saturday. Those games on River 92.7. We're underway in the second half. The second half throw-in from Brandon Valley on possession is brought to you by Comtech, your communication and electronic sales and service dealer on the lower truck bypass in Pierre. And as Braden Knutson tries to get around defenders, he loses the basketball. We've got a jump ball and a takeaway for the Governors to start the second half of play. Pierre will turn around and head right to left in the home whites of the green numbers in trim. Brandon Valley in road black with white numbers and the red trim heading from left to right here in the second half as they lead 25-18. Here's a Corday Austin 3 from the right corner. No good. Jaron Deal with an offensive rebound, tries to reverse left to right. Layup won't go. Austin keeps it alive, and then Austin Dowd will foul Corday Austin on the subsequent putback. Couple of offensive boards there for the Governors. Unfortunately, they don't get a basket out of it, but they will get free throw opportunities. And standing at the line is Corday Austin, who leads Pierre with 8 points. The first of 2 will find its way down. And Pierre off and running here in the second half of play. It'll be interesting to see how much Pierre can play with the Lynx, I think, in the second half. I just expect Brandon Valley to be in fast mode the entire game. That really hasn't happened, but the guy who's made the biggest difference just got a rebound off of a An Austin miss. And that's Ayul Dang. Out there with Briggs and Braden Knutson. Briggs has it now, top of the key. Austin Dowd and Lincoln McInerney, the starting five for Brandon Valley. Here's 3 for Braden Knutson, top of the key, and that is good. Briggs with the assist. Braden with his second 3 of the night. Pierre needs some help getting it inbounds against the full court press. Caden Aharts wisely asks for a timeout, and he'll get it. 6:57 to play. We're just underway in the second half. We're in the third quarter, but 28-19. Brandon Valley leads. We're back in 30 seconds after this Coca-Cola timeout. You're listening to Pierre Governor Basketball.
At Black Hills Oasis Plaza, my great-grandfather, Gus Bowie, opened the first store in 1905. I'm R.F. Bowie, the president of Bowie Foods. We aren't your typical store. You'll find everything you need for your family. You'll save money, and I promise you're going to enjoy your grocery shopping experience. We carry a lot of locally produced products and some things you just aren't going to find anywhere else. South Dakota owned, family owned, Bowie Foods.
Briggs Trucking.
Welcome back to the Owyhee Federal.
Back at Riggs High Gym, 28-19 our score. Aharts will lob one into Corday Austin. And the Governors will beat the press down the floor. Here's Dill just driving, but might have been better off putting it on the floor before his shot attempt. It'll come up short on the layup. The rebound down to Austin Dowd and Brandon Valley. Looking to add to a 28-19 lead. Early third quarter of play. Glad to have you here on River 92.7 tonight. Here's Dang for 2 off the left block. No good. 19 points in the first half. Misses his first shot of the second half, however. And he will commit a foul out in center circle. Limp away from it just a little bit, but he'll foul Jaron Deal. Dang's second personal foul. 6:22 to play. Third quarter as Austin will send it on the inbound into the backcourt to Jaron Deal. Deal across the timeline. First pass to Dilgis, right side. Now swinging around the perimeter. Here's Austin. Dang with a hand in his face. Dilgis now up to the left elbow. Finds Terwilliger. He'll try to muscle something up over Dowd. It's in and out. Halfway down, it comes back out. Dilgis with the rebound, and he is fouled in the act of shooting. Well, the Governors have been a little bit snake-bitten with some of these halfway down and come back out type shots, but they are getting some offensive boards. They're certainly getting to the free throw line. Dill just has another couple of opportunities as Lincoln McInerney is called for his third personal foul. However, Dill just unable to hit the first free throw. He'll try another. Dang will check out for the Lynx. First substitution brings Tristan Delaney in. 6-foot sophomore off the bench for Brandon Valley. 2 minutes and change here into the second half. Second free throw for Dilgis is also in and out. No good. Dowd with a rebound. His 7th of the game. Here pressing in the full court now. Delaney passes too tall for Austin Dowd. And that'll be a turnover for Brandon Valley. Well, the Lynx, an athletic team, certainly a capable team, but just not quite the same team that they had last year. They lost some good players who could play at a high level and shoot just about from anywhere. Here's another foul called on Brandon Valley as McInerney will pick up another, and this is going to be his 4th against Dilgis. And Lincoln McInerney starting forward is not having his best night. Scoreless in the first half, and now he'll have to sit with 4 personals. We're at 5:33 left in the third period. Galen Christian is checked in for McInerney as the Governors have inbounded. Terwilliger off on the right side. He's going to pull the trigger from 16 feet, but that's no good. Christian will rebound on the backside. Cooper Terwilliger 0 for 3 on the floor tonight. Just 2 points, both from the free throw line. 5:10 to play in the third. Christian has it in the left corner. Back up Braden Knutson to Briggs down in the corner again. Rotating offense there. There's Delaney to the baseline. Back out to the perimeter. Brandon Valley against this zone. It hasn't been easy. Runner on the baseline, no good. Ahart's fighting for the rebound, and he'll be the last to touch it. The Governors let that ball bounce, and really, I don't know if it was if they recognized the fact that there was a loose ball on the floor. If they did, it was late. Ahart's finally went after it, but so was Delaney. And here comes an inbound as Brandon Valley gets a second opportunity. 4:45 in the third, 28-19. Haven't had any scoring in a few minutes of real time. Knutson kicks out. Braden to Briggs. This one rims in and out. No good. Rebound tip once, twice, thrice, and it's pulled down by Dowd. Brandon Valley with another opportunity, and a kick of a pass by the Governors will stop the clock here. And we'll have an inbound. Briggs Knutson struggling to hit, but the shooters will keep on shooting. Still a 9-point Brandon Valley lead as they'll inbound. Zip it up top. Christian on the top of the key. Now Briggs Knutson gets it back from Braden Knutson. Briggs on the left side. Braden, NBA range. This one is no good. And Dilgis with a good block out to keep Christian from going after it on the near side. It'll go out of bounds off the ricochet, and it's Governor basketball. As Dang checks back in, Christian is out for Brandon Valley. Dilgis inbounding in front of the student body that's in cowboy and farm mode tonight. As far as the theme, Doves get it across the timeline. Austin has to get up high to receive a pass to Dilgis. Now Corday Austin. 3-ball good. Corday with his second from distance. Good ball movement for the Governors. Right on the money. Corday Austin with a highlight shot. Sponsored by Rounds Financial Services in Pierre, where your money works for you. Corday was money on that one. 28-22. And we'll have a push on Jaron Deal on the near sideline. Deal is the only Governor that is in foul trouble as he'll pick up his third here early in the second half. He may have to stay in there a while, but 3:37 to play. No substitution here for the Governors. Lynx will get it into Ayul Deng. Deng trying to get around Austin. Loses the basketball. It's tipped right back to him. He'll feed up to the free throw line, and Tristan Delaney hits a 2 from there. 6-point lead grows to 8 once again. The Governors getting down to 6 after that Austin 3 is about as close as they've been since the start of the end of the first period. Aharts will drive the lane. Right side. It's up and good. Caden Aharts. Bum knee doesn't look so bum on that play anymore as he lays it up and in. It's 30-24. Delaney into the block. Out to Knutson in the corner. Dilgis will steal the pass. He's got a 2-on-1, but Briggs Knutson will pick his pocket and knock it away out of bounds. Dilgis wants a foul, but won't get it. He's telling Donnie Kaiser, look, I got a handprint on my wrist. Well, I'll be honest. Brandon Valley's been a lot, they've committed harder fouls than that one. I'll just put it that way. 2:45 to play. That one not a foul, of course. Here's Terwilliger pivoting. And against Dowd, and a foul is going to be called here. Cooper just wouldn't give up on this one. Dowd's trying to stay as straight up as he possibly can, but Donnie Kaiser says he got a little bit greedy and is called for the reach. His 4th personal foul now. So you've got Dowd and McInerney, 2 of the bigs for the Lynx who are in some big foul trouble now. 4 personals each. Cooper Terwilliger's first free throw is good. As Dylan Williams checks in for the Lynx, the second free throw is good. And with every Governor point and basket, this crowd is getting a little bit louder and louder. They're definitely getting more and more into this game. Lynx break the press, and Delaney will pull up and hit a 12-footer. That's good. Delaney with 2 in a row for Brandon Valley. Here's Sincere Wilson as he has checked in for Jaron Deal. Out with 3 fouls. Aharts will leave it with Dilgis. He's fouled off the glass, and it's good for 2 and a chance at another one for Lincoln Dilgis. Tough shot for Dilgis. He was shooting all the way, but he takes the bump here by Williams, who has a second personal. That shot there by Dilgis, you might say, right on the money. Sponsored by Rounds Financial Services in Pierre. Free throws off the back of the rim. Three-point play unsuccessful for Dilgis as Delaney rebounds. The Governors are within 4 for the second time at 32-28. Now Dang has it from the baseline as Terwilliger flies by, and he'll get him low in the attempt to block the shot in the middle of the lane. And they're saying this foul's on the floor, so apparently it happened earlier than the shot. Terwilliger's first personal. The inbound comes out to the corner. Braden Knutson looking for three, won't get it, but Tristan Delaney quickly for the offensive board. Under 2 minutes to go, third quarter. Delaney thought about it again, but Austin is there. Now Briggs Knutson can't get this one either. Austin tips the rebound, has it. The Governors on the move. They can cut it to 2 or maybe even 1. Terwilliger down on the block. Backing in against Williams, and he's called for a charge. All Cooper Terwilliger was doing in this sense was trying to back his way in, but he lowered the shoulder a bit. Not sure if Williams maybe sold it a bit as well, but it's an offensive foul. First turnover for the Governors in the second half with a minute and a half to play. Third quarter. Press broken, but Delaney double team down on the block. Gets it back. Gets it out. Now gets it back. Here's Austin with a steal. Tip of the pass. 2-on-2. Corday leans and is fouled and will head to the free throw line. One thing the Governors are having a lot of success with is getting to the free throw line. They were 5 of 8 in the first quarter. Their percentage does need to improve a little bit if they want to use the free throws to take the upper hand in this game, as Austin will shoot 2. The foul goes to Delaney, and that's his third personal. Brandon Valley has 2 players with 4. Delaney now with 3 as well. Austin misses the first. Then he'll try one more. Governors just 3 of 8 from the stripe so far here in the third quarter. And the second one is good. So they'll stay above 50%. 32-29. Pierre back within 3. Brandon Valley has led by as many as 13 in this contest. Delaney hesitates, crosses the timeline. Now a quick fire 3 for Knutson. He had a lot of room to drive, but he was comfortable from outside the arc, and he put it down. Now a collision in the backcourt, and there has to be a foul here. Austin had the pass, and he's undercut by Braden Knutson, who just hit the 3. So he's got 3 personal fouls, and that is 5 in the quarter for Brandon Valley. So again, the Governors will walk to the free throw line. That three-pointer by Knutson, by the way, doubled the lead for Brandon Valley up to 6 at 35-29. Knutson's third triple of the evening. Austin to shoot 2. First one goes. Corday leading the Governors with 14. Another one pending. Corday Austin eyes the mark. Once again, it is up, and it's good. It might be the first 2-for-2 trip. Actually, the second one for the Governors on the line tonight. Meanwhile, Brandon Valley has only shot once from the stripe. 45 seconds to go. Here's Dang around Austin. The floater is up and good. Ayul Dang with his first points of the second half, and he's got 21. He just ran away with everything in that first half at 19 out of 25 points on the board at the time for the Lynx. Now down to 20 seconds here, third quarter. Shot clock is on, but inconsequential. Shot clock and game clock about the same. Down to 13-12. Here's Austin. Lobs to Terwilliger. He'll take a push from behind by Williams, and the Governors will get free throws again. And again, you talk about the fouls, and sure, Brandon Valley is getting called quite a bit. I think that's just the style of play. I mean, they're playing physical. It's basically the style they have to play. As Williams picks up his third, but again, the Governors not doing themselves any favors. Terwilliger misses the first one off the back of the rim. The second one, rims in and out, no good. Williams rebounds for Brandon Valley. They get a chance at a last shot. Dang, with 3 seconds from three-point range. That's no good. Austin rebounds, and the heave-ho will be off the mark. And a good third quarter for the Governors. They're keeping pace, but Brandon Valley still leads by 6 at 37-31. Scoreboard sponsored by Gale's Gas Service in Pierre. We pause for 60 seconds. We go to the fourth. Got a good one brewing here at Rick's High Gym on River 92.7 and drgnews.com.
Tokyo Jet provides quality freight transportation services, cargo hauling, excavation, and demolition services. They also specialize in dirt and gravel work for everything from commercial work to new construction. Briggs Trucking and Construction will haul everything from light poles to farm and agricultural supplies. The bigger the job or the bigger the load, the better, as that is where their expertise really shines. Contact Briggs Trucking and Construction at 605-280-2848 or email them at cbriggs25@pi.midco.net to visit about your next project.
Graham Tire of Pierre is your premier hometown shop, specializing in tires to fit vehicles, from ATVs to large farm equipment and everything in between. At your tire store next door, you can find a plethora of brand name tires that range from 4 to 10 ply and much more. Our highly skilled technicians can handle brakes, heating, and air conditioning. Call us today at 224-8643 or visit us at grahamtire.com. Graham Tire is a proud sponsor of Pierre and surrounding communities' local activities.
Welcome back to the Oahu.
Back at Riggs High Gym, let's go to the fourth quarter. Good ball game here, 37-31. Brandon Valley leads. The Lynx girls having no trouble with the Governors tonight in Brandon. They'll go to the fourth quarter on KGFX. Brandon Valley up 70-28. Olivia Paget for Brandon Valley with a big game, 18 points at least in the first half in that one. Lynx have the ball to start our fourth quarter here. Brian Oakland with play-by-play, William Wilson in studio, Brian Menning, John Stewart on camera for live ticket. Thanks for watching at drgnews.com. Lincoln McInerney starts the fourth quarter with 4 fouls, getting around Aharts. But passing it away, now got it back and passes again. Briggs Knutson to Ayul Dang, who dribbles through defenders and somehow gets a left-handed reverse up and in with a right hand. I should say left side reverse. Up and in with a right hand. Brandon Valley keeping the Governors at an arm's length. It is 39-31. It's a 7-2 run that the Lynx are on right now as Aharts tries a 3. Will not get it. Dang up high for the rebound. And Brandon Valley can make it a double-digit lead again, which is a lot more comfortable than what it was a while ago at 3. When it was 32-29. Here's Tristan Delaney. He'll float one from 15 and hit it. He made that look easy. Tristan Delaney with his third bucket. He's got 6, and it is a 41-31 Brandon Valley lead as they score the first 4 of the second half, of the fourth quarter, rather. Here's Aharts in front of the Governor bench. Pierre moving from right to left. Austin for 3. Corday Austin. He hit 4 against Douglas the other night. He might be the guy that just has to bring the Governors back in this one if they can continue to spring him for the open looks from outside the arc. Back to a 7-point game, 41-34. Briggs Knutson from the left elbow is good. Briggs was 0 for 4 from outside the arc. He hits his first shot attempt of the night from inside in his first 2 points. We've got a Brandon Valley timeout with 6:11 to play in the fourth quarter. 30-second Coca-Cola break in the action, a 9-point Brandon Valley lead here at Riggs High on River 92.7.
Big decision. You need an expert who knows the market and gets results. Scott Darnall at Lee Real Estate in Pierre brings experience, local knowledge, and a no-nonsense approach to help you navigate every step. Whether you're looking for the perfect home or the best offer, Scott is committed to making the process smooth and stress-free. Ready to make your next move? Call Scott Darnall at 605-220-2676. Lee Real Estate, Meredith Lee, broker, owner.
Lucky for
Welcome
us.
back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union.
43-34, 6:11 to play. Got a good one going here at Riggs High Gym. But again, Brandon Valley has just been able to maintain the lead. Every time the Governors get a bucket to scare them a little bit, Brandon Valley has a response. Whether it's Ayul Dang or Briggs Knutson or Tristan Delaney, who have hit the baskets here in this third period. Lynx lead by 9. And Delaney himself will tip one away out of bounds. Jaron Deal back in there. Starting 5 all on for the Governors now. Deal with 3 fouls. Brandon Valley has few people in foul trouble tonight as well. Deal up top. Goes around Delaney to the left. Dilgis open from the free throw line is going to come up short. Rebound is tipped, and Deal's going to keep it alive. But the shot clock's still a factor here, and into 3 this time by Aharts is no good. Here's Austin Dowd with a strong rebound. And the Lynx quickly up ahead, and Ayul Dang will finish the transition. Tough break for the Governors. The Governors in the bonus in all 3 of the first 3 quarters. Braden Knutson checks in for Delaney. Here's a long pass on the inbound. Deal to Corday Austin. Left alone. Well, given enough space. This time a little strong from 3-point range. McInerney will rebound. Brandon Valley with a double-digit lead now, 45-34. Starting to become just a matter of the shots that are falling for Pierre or not falling. From the edge, McInerney saved it, and Brandon Valley keeps it alive. Dang's pass at the Brandon Valley bench is knocked out of bounds. They'll inbound from there. Briggs Knutson. All 5 starters in for the Lynx. Here's McInerney in the corner to Briggs Knutson. Going to fire a 3. That's off the front of the rim from the left wing. No good, and Corday Austin will rebound for Pierre. Still with it across the timeline. Govs could use points as much as possible. They won't get them here. We've got a moving screen and an offensive foul called on Caden Aharts. That'll be Caden's second personal. Turnover number 7 for the Govs, 4 of which have come on offensive fouls. Oddly enough, still 45-34. As we hit the 4.5-minute mark of quarter number 4. Dang hounded by Deal. Gets rid of it. Briggs Knutson to McInerney. Lynx using time. Here's Knutson for 3 again. This time it's good. Fed from down low. Briggs Knutson's first 3 of the night. Took him a while, but he's got 5 points in this quarter now, and it's 48-34. Biggest lead of the night for Brandon Valley is up to 14. Governors trying to get something here. Deal picks his dribble up off the left side of the key, finds Aharts back up top. Gets a Dilgis screen down to the baseline, feeds Terwilliger with his feet on the arc. Cooper fires from long distance, and it's no good, but Dilgis gets the offensive rebound. He'll put it up and in, and the Governors will get a timeout at 3:43 left in the fourth quarter. 48-36. This is a 60-second Coca-Cola break in the action. We're back with more Pierre Governor basketball in a minute.
Life is full of choices, big and small. They define us, make us who we are. And when it comes time for you to choose a car, home, your next big adventure, or start a new business, Farmers Union Insurance has the variety of coverage options to protect each perfect moment. Farmers Union Insurance. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
Dakota Pro Air is a locally family-owned business that has been taking care of farmers' aerial needs since 2020. With locations in Letcher and Miller, Dakota Pro Air is able to provide service to a large area. ground conditions too wet, or just don't want those sprayer tracks in your field, give Dakota Pro Air a call for all your chemical and fertilizer application needs at 605-248-2314.
Olsen back to the
In 1881.
Broadcast brought to you by Coca-Cola Bottling, a follow-up basket. And the Governors have done a pretty good job in getting second chance points tonight, but certainly Brandon Valley just making more shots and maybe executing just a little bit better here as they'll break the Governor press, and Lincoln McInerney fakes the three. I think if I'm Brandon Valley, I don't need quick shots right now, but McInerney will fire from NBA range. I knew this kid could hit him. He struggled tonight, but he hits his first one and a couple of timely threes to really extend the lead for the Lynx here in the fourth quarter, 51-36. Here down by 15, the newest, biggest lead of the night for Brandon Valley as Aharts pivots, and we've got a jump ball. He pivoted right in to the kitchen of Austin Dowd, who induces the jump ball. The Governors fortunate that they have the arrow in their favor. They'll keep the possession here with 19 on the shot clock. Inbound, nope, it was a miscommunication. Steal for Briggs Knutson. Deal wanted to lob it to Austin, but Austin wasn't looking. Now McInerney drives the baseline, and suddenly he comes to life with 5 quick points. The lead continues to balloon at 53-36. Foul on the floor. Here goes to Braden Knutson. His fourth. 4 different Brandon Valley players with 4 fouls apiece. As Austin will take the inbound. One dribble and a pickup. Got to get rid of it. Finds Deal. Now at the high post, and Dilgis down the lane. Muscles one up, but too strong, no good. And the rebound tipped out to McInerney. Brandon Valley has it back. 2 minutes and 30 seconds to here in the fourth quarter. This one's starting to become a little academic. Pass down to Deng, down low. He'll kick out. Now up top, swinging around. McInerney puts it on the floor, drives, scores, but wave it off. The whistle is well ahead of the basket, as the Governors will commit their second of the fourth quarter. Aharts with his third personal. Brandon Valley gets a fresh shot clock with that, and 2:12 to play. And again, this is really a time when you'd like to milk the clock as much as you can. Lynx off to a good start in this regard, in this possession. Under 2 minutes to go. Now putting it in motion, Knutson to Dowd. And Austin Dowd, who's had a quiet night tonight, will pick up a foul as Dilgis will get him. Nope, not Dilgis, it's Aharts. Aharts is fourth now, and Austin Dowd, he's been in some foul trouble, has had to sit for most of the game, or much of the game, but he does have a 3-point play from the first period to his credit tonight. 53-36, Brandon Valley, who at one point led by only 3, 32-29. If you do the math since then, it's been a 21-7 run that the Lynx have gone on. Dowd missed the first free throw, by the way. He'll get another opportunity. Brandon Valley with a couple of new players in. Will Peterson, a 5'11 senior. Jackson Burns, a 5'10 senior. Dowd will make the second one, and he'll promptly check out. Dylan Williams, his primary backup, is back in. 54-36 now, as the Lynx will improve to 4-5 on the season. Dill just drives right side, feeds back to Terwilliger. Pump fake and a shot is up and good. Terwilliger's first field goal of the night, and Larry Aker will throw in the towel here and go 5 for 5 on the swap as he takes a quick Coca-Cola timeout. Keeping it here, but timeouts to get new people in. 1:37 to play, 54-38. The starters are out for the Governors. And Jaden Brandt and Larry Clark, Taysom Steele, Jagger Gardner, and Spencer Olivier are on. Here's a nice pass underneath and a reverse, up and good. Shot goes for Ryan Jarvis, who has played a couple of minutes in this game. Good feed by Jackson Burns. 18-point lead for the Lynx again. Here's Larry Clark stopping at the free throw line, turned around, trying to give a pass off, but it was tipped and then saved from underneath. Jagger Gardner almost had a golden opportunity, but he was unable to handle it. And now Pierre is the last to touch, and it'll go out of bounds. It'll be another turnover. 1:06 to play. Nope, it's actually Pierre basketball. As Jaden Brandt will inbound to Olivier. Now back to Brandt through his hands. And it's picked off by Kalen Christian, but Brandon Valley will fumble it back out of bounds, and it'll be Pierre basketball as we enter the final minute of this one. 3 games for the Govs coming up next week. Brandon Valley does play Aberdeen at home on Saturday, and then they've got a game late next week coming up as well. Pass to Olivier off of a tip, but he brings it in. Girls game is done on KGFX. That was all Brandon Valley tonight. Here's Olivier with 15 to shoot in the middle of the paint, trying to create space. Left-handed shot up, no good. Williams will rebound. It was a good, strong move by Spencer Olivier, but missed it off the back of the rim, and Brandon Valley can run the clock out here. Shot clock is off. Govs have Aberdeen Central in here, which could be certainly a winnable game for them. Tuesday night in their next contest, 6:30 pregame coming up on Tuesday, and then the trip to Harrisburg and O'Gorman next weekend as Brandon Valley hosts Aberdeen Central in their next game. Here's your final horn, and that'll do it. Brandon Valley with a strong fourth quarter blows the game open, and on the Gales Gas Service scoreboard, the Lynx will defeat the Pierre Governors tonight, 56-38. Scoreboard brought to you by Gales Gas Service in Pierre. Use their budget plan and keep full service to stay warm all season long with Gales Gas Service in Pierre. We'll talk about this one after a 3-minute break. We come back with our Family Dental postgame. Family Dental with offices in Pierre and Gettysburg as the Lynx come out a winner tonight on River 92.7 and drgnews.com.
Plumbing and drain cleaning services to commercial and residential customers. Olson Plumbing understands how the simple things in life are often the things we can't live without, and running water is the top of the list. Olson Plumbing offers 24/7 emergency services, and they can be at your location in under an hour in most cases. If you need help with your plumbing system, call Olson Plumbing 605-224-6436.
At Iverson Auto, our legacy is your trust. Whether you're in Mitchell or in Huron, we embody the values that have defined us for generations. We have been your partner on the road since 1948.
We bring decades of expertise to ensure your journey begins with confidence. Our goal is to turn your visit into a memorable experience, leaving you with a smile and peace of mind.
Iverson Auto of Mitchell and Huron are here to make your car buying experience smooth and enjoyable every step of the way.
Visit us online at iversonauto.com.
At Jan Bussey Ford and Highmore, they've been building partnerships for life by treating customers right, offering a low-pressure sales process, no haggling over price, passing low overhead savings on, and providing a Ford-certified service department fixing it right the very first time. If you're looking for a new Ford, a quality pre-owned vehicle, a new or used ATV, or a trailer, stop by Jan Bussey Ford and Highmore and experience the difference.
Jan Bussey Ford, building partnerships for life.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most. but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Generational success means different things to different people. But to us, it means seeing my daughter follow in my footsteps, keeping the farm in the family, just getting to do this every day. We're Agtegra Cooperative, and we're generationally successful. That's who we are. Agtegra Cooperative.
Hey, Josie.
Welcome back to the Hawaii.
Welcome back to Riggs High Gym as the Governors played tough tonight, but Brandon Valley just a little bit better in that fourth quarter. Saw Brandon Valley outscore Pierre 19-7. The Lynx hit 8 of 9 shots in the fourth quarter, including a couple of three-pointers to really grow that lead, and they win this one by an 18-point margin when really much of the game was played in about an 8 to 9, maybe to an 11 to 13 point margin at a couple of points, but usually right around that 8 to 10 margin. Brandon Valley just had an answer for everything the Governors put on the board in a number of ways, whether it was transition, putbacks, or just half-court offense. They do a little bit better job shooting the threes as well. And Brandon Valley, again on this night, just a little bit better than the Governors, winning at 56-38. This is our Family Dental postgame. Family Dental with offices in Pierre and Gettysburg. Governors scored first tonight, but the Lynx ran off 12 in a row to go up 12-2. Pierre answered with 4 to close out the quarter. It was 12-6 at the end of one, and Brandon Valley scored 7 straight to go up 19-6 to start that second quarter, but the Governors clawed back and made it a 7-point halftime deficit at 25-18. Still, Brandon Valley led 13-12 in the quarter scoring, so the Governors countered that with 13-12 in their own advantage in the third quarter, and it was 37-31. At one point, though, the Govs got it all the way down within 3 in that third quarter. They were doing a good job getting to the free throw line. They just weren't hitting them with regularity. The Govs have had better free throw shooting games over the course of this season. Tonight, they'll just go 11 of 21, and oddly enough, did not get to the stripe in that fourth quarter, but it was a close game, 32-29 at one point, but 37-31 at the end of 3, and then as mentioned, 19-7 the advantage to the Lynx in the fourth quarter. Well, they just could not miss, and they run away from the Govs 56-38. Lynx shoot well tonight, 13 of 21 in that second half, 24 out of 44 on the floor unofficially, including 6 of 17 from outside the arc. They didn't get to the free throw line much. They didn't need to, but Austin Dowd had all the attempts. Brandon Valley 2 of 3 at the free throw line tonight. And the scoring leader is going to be Ayul Dang, who had one heck of a first half of play. 19 out of their 25 points in the first half. 19 of his 25 game-high points come in the first half. He scores a couple of buckets in that fourth quarter, 3 overall in the second half. So 25 points for Dang, one of 7 players in the scoring column. Braden Knudsen is next in line with 9. And then 6 points for Tristan Delaney off the bench. 5 for Briggs Knudsen, who struggled to score tonight, but he does come up with 5 big ones in the fourth quarter. Same for Lincoln McInerney. He'll finish with 5, all in the fourth quarter. Austin Dowd, the big man, with 4. Ryan Jarvis, the last 2 in garbage time for Brandon Valley. 56 on the board for the Lynx. Meanwhile, the Governors, as we battle with the drum line here, Governors go 6 of 18 on the floor in the first half, and they did that again in the second half. Another 6 of 18 effort, 12 of 36 overall from the field, 3 of 12 from three-point land, but again, just 11 of 21. They got their opportunities from the stripe, but they could have used a better percentage tonight, 11 out of 21 from free throw land. Corday Austin, another solid game. He'll finish with 18 points, including 3 threes. Lincoln Dill just gets into double figures. He'll check in with 10. Cooper Terwilliger, that battle he had with Austin Dowd tonight. Dowd gets 4. Terwilliger with 6. like Coach Craig Nelson said, two very similar type players, not just in basketball, but football as well. And that was a good battle. Terwilliger does get 6 points tonight. But Caden Aharts and Jaron Deal were held in check with 2 points apiece for the Governors. Just not enough tonight as the Govs fall 56-38. Brandon Valley with the rebounding edge, 26-17 overall. And that includes both teams pulling down 6 offensive rebounds. Corday Austin leads Pierre with 6. Austin Dowd with 9 individually for Brandon Valley. Lynx with 10 turnovers. The Governors with only 9. That's a good number there. But 16 assists tells a big story for Brandon Valley as well, as they outdish the Govs 16-6 in this one. 56-38. The Lynx improved to 4-5 on the season. Governors fall to 3-7, now officially halfway through their season in terms of number of games. Regular season, of course, that is. Let's take another 3-minute timeout. More of our Family Dental postgame when we come back. You're listening to Pierre Governor Basketball.
From the early days of South Dakota statehood through today's digital revolution, BankWest has remained committed to helping customers and communities succeed. BankWest Associates uphold this commitment by developing innovative products, tailoring financial solutions to customer needs, and actively supporting community causes. For a bank committed to helping you and your community prosper, choose BankWest. BankWest. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
I'm Scott Nye. As a coach for the Pierre Governors, I know a winning game plan is crucial. When it comes to your finances, you deserve one too. At New Edge Advisors, our name is new, but our commitment to you isn't. We're the same trusted team you've known, and we've expanded our playbook of resources to help you plan for retirement, manage investments, and protect your future. Let's build the strategy that gets your financial future into the end zone.
Securities offered through LPL Financial. Member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services offered through New Edge Advisors LLC, a registered investment advisor. New Edge Advisors LLC is a separate entity from LPL Financial.
From the first wails of surprise to first day of school questions, playground adventures, learning to drive stress, and graduation cheers, they'll always be your little sunshine. At Avera Children's, we get kids, teens, and parents too. We'll step you through first checkups, milestones, sickness, and specialized care when your child needs it, and treat them like our own every step of the way. Learn more at avera.org/children's.
Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre is here for you. They make it easy when looking for a new vehicle, getting all available vehicle information so you can spend less time researching and more time enjoying your purchase. Shop their extensive inventory from home at CapitalCityFordToyota.com or stop into Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota, 518 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Count on them for all your service needs with convenient scheduling and in-stock parts. Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre, 605-224-7378.
Do you dream of a custom home built within your budget and done on time? Kruger Contracting can make that dream a reality. They're a trusted home builder since 2003, and they're going to be upfront and open about cost and transparent about where your money is going when it comes to your new home. Their skilled crew will manage construction of your new home from start to finish. They're located in Pierre and can build your home in Pierre, Fort Pierre, or the surrounding area. Call 605-222-2523. Visit KrugerContracting.com or find Kruger Contracting on Facebook.
Century Business Products is a proud provider of the most reliable Kyocera copiers and printers to the Pierre School District. Backed by 5-time nationally awarded Kyocera servicing team. Are you looking to control color cost? Looking to reduce printers? Are you looking for more efficient ways to scan documents? Or maybe you'd like to become more paperless? Look no further than your local Century Business Products. Call 800-529-1950 and see how they're powering business technology.
Back at Riggs High, and our Family Dental postgame continues. Govs fall here 56-38. Governor girls fall 84-33. Brandon Valley remains perfect in girls hoops at 9-0 as the Governor girls fall to, I believe it's 3-6 now in their season, as they've got a similar schedule coming up as what the boys do. They will go to Aberdeen Central on a Tuesday in their next contest. And Aberdeen is, like Brandon Valley, one of the top 3 power-rated teams in South Dakota, so it's not going to get any easier for the Governor girls in the next contest. But here, the 18-point victory, and again, Brandon Valley blows it open in the fourth quarter. They get the victory, but it certainly wasn't without big plays in the game. Your big plays in our broadcast are brought to you by Hermanson Endodontics in Pierre. Let's hear from them, and your big plays are coming up next.
Quality comes first at Hermanson Endodontics. Dr. Brian Hermanson serves Central South Dakota with specialty root canal treatment. Hermanson Endodontics strives to provide treatment that's not only comfortable, but also provides the best possible outcome. They do this by effective and timely communication with your dentist and preserving as much healthy tooth as possible using state-of-the-art 3-dimensional imaging and the dental operating microscope to guide diagnosis and treatment. Ask your dentist if a root canal specialist is right for you. Hermanson Endodontics in Pierre.
Hermanson Endodontics sponsors big plays of the game, and certainly the big plays, you could say, come in the first half for the Brandon Valley Lynx and Ayul Deng and his 19 points out of the 25 that they had. But as the Governors kept this thing close in the second half, especially in the fourth quarter, a couple of big threes from a couple of quiet players throughout the night, all of a sudden, not quiet, but certainly capable. All of a sudden, Briggs Knutson and Lincoln McInerney both hit 3-pointers. They certainly have hit big shots for their team before in the last couple of years, and they were both scoreless through 3 quarters, but they both had 5-point flurries themselves in that fourth quarter, and the 3-pointers in particular, which did come on back-to-back possessions, if I recall, kind of back-breaking for the Govs in their come-from-behind efforts, and suddenly instead of being down by single digits, you're down by 13, 14 or more, doing part to those big plays of the game, brought to you by Hermanson Endodontics in Pierre. Also had right on the money highlight plays at times throughout the game, which in our broadcast sponsored by Rounds Financial Services. We'll do player of the game coming up in just a little bit, but Coach Larry Aker has come up to talk to us about this one. And Coach, I thought a pretty good ball game, 56-38, and we talked in the pregame about controlling tempo. This was a little bit of a low-scoring game, and plenty of shot clock being used up in possessions, and I thought. I thought you zoned them up pretty good. I thought you defended pretty well, but that fourth quarter, all of a sudden, a good shooting team that didn't have their best night shoots 8 out of 9, hits a couple of big threes, as I was just mentioning, and an 18-point margin that really isn't that kind of a ball game. Pretty good defensive ball game tonight overall.
Yeah, and when they make a shot to extend the lead a little bit, and then defensively you're trying to gamble a little bit, and they definitely took advantage of that in the end. But I thought for definitely 3 and a half quarters, I thought defensively we played pretty darn good. We did give too many easy looks up at the basket with that back screen play that they like to run. I don't think we gave it up in the second half. We kind of fixed that in the first half, but we gotta recognize that sooner. It was something we had scouted and something we had gone over with them. So it's just little things like that make a big difference. And then unfortunately the free throw line wasn't as friendly to us as we would have liked, and that was again a big difference in a game with it's 38-32, and you probably have 9 misses at the free throw line. You're going this could be a tie game, or we could have a slight lead, but again, that's just something, just stepping up there and shooting them with confidence.
But you were able to get to the free throw line, and certainly in a physical ball game, because this is, am I right? This is our first ESD game this year, I think, but with T area as well. But that's not a traditional ESD physical game, but of course the second to youngest ESD. Anyway, third youngest. Let's get back on track here, Brian. But the physicality of this game, you kind of won that battle. And even Coach Nelson alluded to me about the battle that we would see between Terwilliger and Austin Dowd, and 2 very similar players. They both played with similar stats and things like that. And, you're playing up with a really good athletic team. Certainly you have one of those yourselves, but this is just another one to kind of glean some things off of. But I like the fact that you're able to play them tight, and hopefully just next time you play them, you just are able to hit a few more shots.
Yeah, and I thought we battled well. Like you said, the toughness factor in the battle, like we knew we had to match their toughness and try to supersede it, and do what we want to do, and I wish we would have got some more paint touches early on. We kind of put a couple different new things in last night just to try to get some paint touches, and in the second half we got wide open threes off it because they were helping on Cooper so much. So once we entered it, towards the end of the second quarter, Coop got fouled twice in a row, and then, our guards just got to have better action. But, we just got to keep feeding it, get a paint touch, either him or Lincoln inside, and just get guard action going and just, kick it back out or attack the basket, look to go high-low or something. But you got to get a paint touch, put some pressure on the defense, force them to get in help or force them to double and, kick it out and make a shot.
The way Brandon Valley started with Ayul Deng and 19 points in that first half. I mean, I'm not sure. I expected this team to come in and fire away from long distance. I didn't expect the soft touch that he had from mid-range and things like that. And my goodness, he was just a wrecking crew in that first half. If he can take him out of the game, who knows where the game complexion could have been.
Yeah, that was a nice pickup for him.
I guess he's from maybe Washington, isn't he, or something like that?
Actually,
now that you say
he came out of Iowa.
Oh, he did? Okay.
On the border there. But, he's just super bouncy and, very athletic. And, we gave him some easy looks at the hoop there on that alley-oop. But, but other than that, he shot the ball well. I didn't realize he was, that good, and maybe he just had that kind of night that he, got in a groove. And, but yeah, he had really nice soft touch. And, I thought, on 22, McInerney, I thought we did a great job on him. He didn't score 3 points until like 3 minutes to go in the game. So, we were really worried about him, firing away because he's a really good shooter. So,
Yeah, I kind of expected big things from him as well. And the Knutson boys, they can certainly shoot. They all did in that fourth quarter. But, just another loss, but to absorb. But now you kind of look ahead and you get another ESD contest against an Aberdeen team that's had their struggles this year. So, certainly as you host them on Tuesday, look forward to a winnable game. But it's a game that, like we talked about from Tuesday's game, you got to come in and take care of business in that one.
Yeah, absolutely. And, we know that they're going to come in and give us their best game. So we gotta match that. We got to be ready to go, match the physicality, the toughness, and, just come out and try to do what we want to do and dictate the flow of the game like we did on Tuesday.
What do you see from them that could be a problem for you?
Well, they're physical and aggressive, just like every other ESD team. Yeah. So, and I thought tonight we handled that pretty well for the most part. We didn't see the run and jump coming a couple times, but a lot of that is we want to turn our back to the basket for some reason when we're dribbling, and that'll come with more experience, but. See the floor, keep the ball, or to see the basket so you can see that defender coming. But Aberdeen, they have been struggling, but again, Coach McClemens, he's been doing a good job, and they've been playing pretty good defense. So we definitely got to be ready for that.
All right. Well, we'll look forward to that one. That's Tuesday night, Coach. Good effort tonight. Have a good weekend. All right.
Thank you.
Larry Akre, the Governors head coach, as Pierre falls in this one, 56 to 38. And it is Tuesday night. Next man up will be the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles, as the Govs have that one next as one of 3 games next week. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. We still have a player of the game to announce. It's pretty much a foregone conclusion whom it is going to be, but we will give you pats on the back to Corday Austin for a great 18-point night. Lincoln Dilges, a solid effort with 10 points as well. But this one goes to the winners. Your Cowboy Country Stores player of the game is next after you hear this on River 92.7.
Anytime is a good time for Cowboy Country Stores in Pierre and Fort Pierre. Fill up your tank and your stomach. Fresh baked pastries, coffees, regular and breakfast pizzas, Camp's chicken, and more. Feed the family while on the go. Then treat yourself to soft serve ice cream in cones and dishes. Convenience with a capital C. Cowboy Country Stores, Euclid Avenue and Harrison Avenue in Pierre and in Fort Pierre.
Cowboy Country Stores in Pierre and Fort Pierre sponsors player of the game. And, Braden Knutson, one of these nights, 3 threes is certainly good in support for Brandon Valley. You had the Briggs Knutson Lincoln McInerney connection that added 10 points to a 19-point fourth quarter for Brandon Valley, but all throughout, and especially in that first half. Ayul Dang with 25 points, 19 in the first half, 13 of those coming in the second quarter, including a high-flying jam. They tried him on a couple of alley-oops that they couldn't complete, but he did get a steal and a breakaway jam in this one as well. We knew the kid could fly, and he showed it tonight. But he's also got that soft touch, as we were talking about with the coach, from that mid-range shot, and he did hit a three-pointer as well. Ayul Dang, the 6'5 senior, with 25 points to lead Brandon Valley to a 56-38 victory this evening. Dang is our player of the game, sponsored by Cowboy Country Stores in Pierre and Fort Pierre. So the Lynx have Aberdeen Central coming up on Saturday at Brandon, and then Aberdeen will come here on Tuesday. So back-to-back road games for the Golden Eagles, facing both of these two teams coming up. And later in the week, Brandon Valley has a Friday matchup at Yankton against the Bucks. Meanwhile, Friday next week, the Governors, after their Aberdeen game, go to Harrisburg for a matchup against the Tigers, and then on Saturday to O'Gorman High School on an overnight trip in the Metro for the Governors. Governor girls will go to Aberdeen Central on Tuesday and then host the O'Gorman Knights on Friday, as they've already played Harrisburg this season. And I should mention, I think the Governor girls are 3-7 off of their loss tonight, as 3-6 actually, as Brandon Valley gets them handily, 84-33. Lynx do stay perfect in girls hoops. Want to make mention too, busy weekend of wrestling scheduled coming up. We aren't going to be covering wrestling, but the Governor girls Invitational will supposed to host 40-plus teams tomorrow. That would start at 4 o'clock. And then East-West duels coming up on Saturday, starting at 11 o'clock. Pierre, Brandon Valley, Aberdeen Central, and Harrisburg from the east will duel against Rapid City Central, Rapid City Stevens, and Sturgis from the west. Spearfish not making the trip this year, as they've pulled out of the East-West duels. So just 3 duels for the Eastern schools, 4 for the Western schools. But Pierre will also duel the Harrisburg Tigers after the East-West duels have completed, as they need to make up a weathered-out duel from December. And that'll be scheduled at about 5 o'clock. So that's what's going on wrestling-wise on the mat. But there will also be Hall of Fame induction ceremony for head coach Ryan Noyes, who's being inducted as an individual in addition to his teams from 2012 and 13, the first state champion teams for Governor Wrestling since their original championship back in 1974, and of course the 2 that they had there under Coach Noyes. Then as Coach Sean Lewis took over, they placed second to Aberdeen Central in 2014, and then ran off 4 state championships in a row under Coach Lewis after that. So it started with Coach Noyes and his bunch back in 12 and 13. That team and Coach Noyes as an individual are going to be inducted into the Pierre Athletic Hall of Fame. They'll have a reception for the Hall of Fame inductees on Saturday after wrestling at the Lariat Lanes. So anybody that was a part of those teams or remembers those teams certainly invited to that reception coming up Saturday evening at the Lariat Lane. So congratulations to those wrestlers and to my good friend for a long, long time. We kind of grew up together, Coach Ryan Noyes, going into the Athletic Hall of Fame. For the Travelers, Pierre fans coming home from Brandon, and especially for the Brandon fans heading back to the Metro, safe travels to you. Road conditions are good, but the cold is ever present, and we wish you safe travels. But on behalf of the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety, who reminds us, don't veer for deer and buckle up too. It starts with you. You've got someplace to be. Our final score tonight, and as we thank William Wilson for running the show in studio, we thank Brian Manning and John Stewart for camera work. You can rewatch this one if you'd like on the GoGovs Live YouTube link, and follow along as well, drgnews.com. Our final Gales Gas Service scoreboard, Brandon Valley 56 and the Pierre Governors 38. Until we meet with you again on Tuesday night, I'm Brian Oakland. Thanks for listening to Pierre Governor Basketball on your official voice of the Governors, River 92.7 and drgnews.com. Good evening, everybody.
You've been listening to Pierre Governor Sports on the official home of the Pierre Governors, River 92.7 and DRG Media Group. Governor Sports is brought to you by your Pierre Sports marketing sponsors, Bank West, Beck Motors, Dakota Storm Roofing, Superior Concrete, Live Ticket, Overhead Door, New Edge Advisors, Avera Orthopedics, Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota, Kruger Contracting, Century Business Products, and the Brittany Scheffelbein Agency of American Family Insurance. Governor Sports is also sponsored in part by Dakota Mart, TMA, First Dakota National Bank, May Adam Law Office, Edward Jones, Avera St. Mary's Hospital, Wegner Auto, Graham Tire, and by Xander Auto Parts, American Bank and Trust, Kathy Sun and Shine Properties, Oahe Federal Credit Union, the Ramkota Hotel and Conference Center, Tokyo Hibachi and Sushi, Bauman Lumber, Ferding Electric, and Black Hills Federal Credit Union. And coverage of high school sports on River 92.7 is also brought to you by these special in-game sponsors: Bank West, the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety, Central Dakota Eye Care, Envirotech, the South Dakota Attorney General's Office Division of Consumer Protection, Rounds Financial Services, Comtech, Coca-Cola Bottling, Wealth Partners Ameriprise Financial, Hermanson Endodontics, Family Dental, Cowboy Country Stores, and Gales Gas Service of Pierre. Thanks for listening to Pierre Governor Sports on the official home of the Pierre Governors, River 92.7 and drgnews.com.